Okay, so month 2 of the MTM Book Club. And as it's the start of the month, that means we get to announce our new book for February 21. We've taken an extensive vote, Mags. We've done a couple of recounts just to make sure that the book that we've declared the winner is a legitimate winner. And we're very happy to announce, Mags, the winning book is
The Power of Ritual. And I'm going to butcher the author's name, but Casper Turkuli.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out when we read the Audible, or listen to the Audible rather.
We will be listening to the Audible, Maggie, that's for sure. For anyone who hasn't heard of this book, I'll just quickly kind of flip through some of the highlights on the publisher's summary. So the author is a Harvard Divinity School fellow and co-host of the popular Harry Potter and Sacred Text podcast, explores how we can nourish our souls by transforming common everyday practices like yoga, reading, walking the dog into sacred rituals that can heal our crisis of social isolation and struggle to find purpose. So I'm kind of excited to read this book. I'll be on the record as saying it wasn't necessarily the one that I voted for, which I think for me is probably one of the best reasons to be in part of this book club, because it's going to challenge me to read things that I normally wouldn't choose to read for myself. So I'm kind of looking forward to it on that angle. But also, you know, for us, again, given like the last 12 months, we've talked a lot about the impact of social isolation and the power of routine and trying to keep structure and discipline, and how positive that these elements into our lives and can be, and really what kind of results and productivity and accomplishments can really stem from those behaviors. So I think I'm excited to kind of get into it and flip through. For anyone else who's on the Audible train with this book club, it's also, I think, only like a 5.5 or just under 6 hours, which for an Audible is on the faster end. So it shouldn't be too much of a chore to get through 6 hours over the next 28 days.
Yeah.
Right?
This was actually,
speaking of making a ritual, there might be something in there about how to include, you know, some daily reading, right?
Yeah. This was actually the book that I did vote for. And it was Laura who recommended it. She was with us when we recapped the last book. And we actually were talking about it in one of our consults. And kind of what drew me to it is that she found, she's already read it. But she said she's going to watch it or read the.
Just Laura, you have to read it again if you
got the Audible, so she's going to do the Audible this time.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is that it was talking about how you don't need to create these new rituals, these new routines and stuff like that for it to be, you know, a routine or a ritual. But you can find that in the things that you're already doing day to day and kind of just add a little bit more structure. So like you just said, you can be more productive in those activities, and whether it be productivity for, you know, just turning off and relaxing, or maybe it's productivity for work or whatever it may be. But that's kind of what captured me. Also, I'm new to the whole reading and listening on Audible situation, so I just was not quite ready for a 50-hour Obama book yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah. It's been funny as we're kind of going and some of the books that did get suggested, which again, like I love that people are suggesting books from like left, right, over there, under here. And I guess, you know, it is good that those books too are coming from the community, because it gives us a bit of an insight too into, you know, what is everyone reading, right? And kind of keeping us all on a similar page. I would say probably most are doing a little bit of their own reading on the side as well, which is cool. But definitely, yeah, I think this one will be a good book, and fingers crossed. And you know what? If it's not a good book, it doesn't matter, because it's one more book that we've read. We now have the experience of reading it. We can take from it what we find useful, discard what we, you know, don't, and then take it with us as we move forward in our own personal practices, which is the whole point of reading, right?
Mm-hmm. And one topic for debate might be whether or not CrossFit can be paralleled to a church group. I think that.
And I'll quote again from the publisher's summary. It's talking about how the author feels that today we're in crisis. Our modern technological society has left too many of us feeling isolated and bereft of purpose. So it says we're in the midst of a paradigm shift in which we seek belonging and meaning in secular practices. Today we find connection in CrossFit, specifically mentions CrossFit and SoulCycle, which offer a sense of belonging rooted in accountability and support, much like a church group. So for all of you out there that think CrossFit is a cult, this has probably solidified that belief for you.
Well, we'll dig into it a little bit deeper at the end of the month, but I think it'll be a funny topic there.
Awesome. All right, guys, get after it, and we'll leave some details of when we're going to catch up. As always, if you would like to be involved in discussion at the end of the month and give us your thoughts and your main takeaways, we'd love to have you on board as part of the discussion. So just let us know. Okay.
Yeah. Laura,
because your book that you recommended was chosen, your attendance at that end of month meeting is mandatory.
We'll link the links below to grab the hard copy and the Audible copy on through Amazon. So if you have any issues finding it, just let us know. But yeah, excited to dig into this.
Awesome. And if you don't have Audible, I'll also leave a link there as well for that, because if you do end up using my referral code, I can have a free book as well, and you'll get one too. So
well, I can't use my referral code. Just kidding.
Well, scissors, paper, rock. We'll take it in turns, Max.
Just kidding. You read more than I do. All right.
Easy.
Okay. See you later,
Speak
guys.
soon. Bye.